everyone. My name is Emily Spencer. For those of you that don't know me, I'm an extension associate here in the Department of Agricultural Economics, and I am a part of the large local food systems response to COVID-19 project that UK is partnered with the USDA AMS on. A huge part of this project is an online resource hub that kind of houses a lot of our project outputs and also works with the partner organizations on the project on highlighting things that they've done and resources that they've put out. So I kind of want to walk you all through the website a little bit and show you what we got going on. Let me just share my screen really quick. All right, so here you can see the landing page. So when you type in this address, it's lfscovid.localfoodeconomics.com. This is where you'll end up. So you can either find resources, go to our partners, but we're just going to look at the main page right now. This is kind of a setup for the project. So just kind of going through, why we felt like this project was going to be necessary and helpful at this time. And then this is the actual scope of work of the project. So you can see that we're partnered with the USDA Agricultural Marketing Service on this project. And we're also partnered with researchers from Colorado State University and Penn State University. So you can scroll down. You can see that we have webinars. So a big part of this project that we've been working on is a webinar series that kind of highlights the research that's being done and the really great work being done by the community partners on the project. So the next one coming up is November 16th, retaining and engaging new local customers, tensions and opportunities. Goodness. So this is really cool because each webinar features several of our communities of practice, and sometimes there'll be kind of like a higher level synthesis person, so someone that works for the organization in the community of practice. And then a lot of times it will also be a practitioner. So you'll have actual farmers or fishermen, or, depending on the community of practice, it would be a different person. But it's really cool because you get a mix of those different things. So you can kind of see, what's happening on the ground and also like how people are talking and thinking about it. You can see the webinar schedule here on the right. So they go all the way to May. You can also sign up for the webinar series here, which is super helpful. If you sign up for one, it'll automatically give you notifications about the other ones so that you don't miss out on those. So you scroll down a little bit more. So these are the 17 communities of practice that we're working with. Here they're called partner networks. So you can see the Center for Crop Diversification is here, which is housed at UK. Scroll down, you can kind of see the huge range of partners that we're working with on this project, from the Farmers Market Coalition, NASDA, which is the National Association of State Departments of Agriculture. Food Corridor, this organization works with commissary kitchens. So kitchens that kind of have a rotating group of people that come in there and cook. They have, certified by the health department and everything like that. So that new cooks and chefs don't have to have their own space to do that kind of stuff. So it's really a huge range of organizations that this project works with. And you can kind of see here that it's also broken down by type of organization. So like, let's say you're interested in farm to institution. These are the two farm to institution organizations that the project works with, or direct to consumer. You can kind of scroll down and see all of those. So scrolling back up to the top, you can see all the different tabs up here. So we're going to start with innovation briefs. This is a really cool part of the project. So essentially, researchers from all the different institutions went to the community's practice and asked them, what are you doing? Like, how are you adapting to COVID? How have you managed to survive this long? And on top of that, what are you going to take with you in a post-COVID world? So the innovation briefs, while they do highlight, these quick pivots that organizations had to make, it also has a really big focus on how are we going to use these lessons that we've learned with these quick pivots and move forward to be stronger and build a more resilient food system. So you can see there's two right now that live on the website. So you got the virtual CSA fairs, which actually features a lot of Kentucky organizations. So that'd be a really cool one to check out for you. There's also Fresh Farms Market Tracker, which is a really neat kind of detail of a new data tracking system up in DC. So those are the two that are on there right now. We have two more coming out in November, and hopefully, every month there'll be a couple more added. So next, you can go over to impact assessments. So impact assessments were filled out by each community of practice at the beginning of the project, which was, this summer. So a couple months after COVID had initially hit. So these were really asking, what were the impacts of COVID-19? What are some obstacles that your organization encountered in responding to COVID-19? Successful adaptations in response to COVID-19, and then some economic impacts on the sector. And it also highlights impact on sector members. So a lot of these are, typically disenfranchised communities or sector members. We really wanted them to focus on that. And then this is cool, it's desired data and technical assistance. So kind of thinking about, what are the tools that we need to move forward successfully. So you can go through and look at these for each community of practice, and these will also be filled out again at the end of the project, which is in May. So that'll be really, really neat to kind of compare those two and see what the differences were, a couple months after COVID started, and then really a whole year after it, after everything shut down and after it started. Here we're highlighting the webinar series again. There's the schedule, but then if you scroll down, there's actually recordings from the past webinars. So we've had one webinar so far in October, and in addition to the video, you can download a summary, which is really nice. So if you don't have time to go watch the whole hour-long video, you can download a really nice short and sweet summary and just kind of get the gist of everything that was discussed during the webinar. So I'm going to go back to the main page here and go to find resources. So this is, initially what the Resource Hub was built for. It was built so that our communities of practice could upload resources that they've created in the past couple months, and so that we can really get that out to as many people as possible. So it's broken down super nicely. This is just kind of like the general page where the most recent ones have been uploaded, but, let's say I'm interested in niche and non-commodity foods. So I can click that, and then it only highlights that market channel. So you have things from the Niche Meat Processors Assistance Network, supporting backyard victory gardens. Very, very cool stuff. And then let's say, we'll go all channels, and then we're looking, about resources for specific audiences. So, let's say you're a food processor and you really want to see resources that are just directed towards food processors. So you can go down here and look at all of those, and it's all kind of housed here nicely together. It's really, really neat. And you can add several filters at once so that you can really narrow it down to things that you're specifically looking for. So like, let's say, you work at a grocery store, or you own a small business and you're interested in things that other small businesses are doing to kind of navigate this COVID-19 time. And you can really just get a good understanding of, all the stuff that people are doing. I think that's all I have for you. If anyone has any questions about the project or, about the Resource Hub more specifically, please feel free to reach out. My email is emilyspencer@uky.edu. I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah, I just encourage you, if you have a couple minutes, really check this out. And if you're interested in the webinars, please register for that. And, I'm excited about where this project's going from here. So thank you all for listening.